All right, let's try this again. Hi there, welcome to the archives. Why don't eat my plant, Aria? Leave her alone. My cats are on one today, and so I'm gonna try to do a recording. I'm gonna do another book share. This one, leave her alone. Leave her alone. This one is by Canisia Lubrin, a Lucian Canadian author. It's called Code Noir. Code Noir. Before I get into this, I wanted to read a section from The Hanging of Angelique, the untold story of Canadian slavery and the burning of Old Montreal, because it's written by Dr. Afua Cooper. Dr. Afua Cooper goes into the Code Noir a little bit. And so just to give you some context on what Code Noir is. So the French Empire, this is on page 74. Ari, leave her alone. Arya, everywhere you go, there you are. There you are. The French Empire. The French Empire in the West Indies was built on sugar production and the labor of enslaved Africans. I think if you watch the Super Bowl halftime show, if you watch Bad Bunny's halftime show, you saw the sugar canes, right? Really big part of the agricultural labor that a lot of enslaved Africans did. The French Empire in the West Indies was built on sugar production and the labor of enslaved Africans. The Code Noir, a French legal code, regulated slavery in the West Indies. Um, Canisia is from St. Lucia. St. Lucia was also colonized by the French, and so you'll hear they got French Creole, very similar to how Haiti has French Creole. Lucians also have French Creole because the French were there as well too. Okay, so just wanted to make the connection why the book is called Code Noir and what Code Noir is. So Code Noir was a French legal code. It regulated slavery in the West Indies, though it was never made law in Canada. New France's slaveholders applied Code Noir when they thought it was necessary. So Canada didn't have Code Noir in our legal system per se, but because of the French influence from the settler colonizers, it still kind of played a role in Canada. Okay? In 1685, when the code was applied to the French West Indies, the government of New France here in Canada, Marquis de Denonville, is that how you say it? He thought it might as well be applied in New France. New France as in French colonies in Canada. Canada's colonial officials therefore used the Code Noir to give legal foundation to slavery. Under Code Noir, slaves were declared movable, that is, personal property, in the same category as livestock, as furniture, and trade goods, right? So human black Africans were basically just property, just as women had always been property to white people, right? So again, sometimes they want to get like in my feelings, like, oh, they really hate black people, but you also have to remember they were doing it to themselves and also their women. So it was easy for them to extend that, well, you're not property to black people because they already didn't see white women, their own women, as property. They didn't see them really as humans either, right? They really, really didn't see us as humans. They just saw us, like I said, as chattel, as furniture, livestock. You might as well just be a pig. And so Code Noir regulated other aspects of slave life, such as relations between master and slave, the status of slave children, slave marriages, and so forth. An important clause of the code was that all slaves were to be baptized and instructed in the Catholic faith. Again, I am Catholic, and so this is personal, right? It's like, how do you reconcile being a Christian even at all when you know that this is a history of your religion, of your faith, right? As with the case of Olivier de June, Louis and Pierre Celestin, remember those are the first enslaved black people in Canada from Madagascar. Many owners followed this instruction and baptized their slaves, which is very ironic because this idea that like water is life, it's giving you, it's washing you with the with not the blood of Jesus, but at the same time you're not even free, right? And not only that, but the sins, imagine the sins of the colonizer has not been washed away. Their evil slave mentality, slave master mentality, and then the audacity to be like, I'm going to baptize you with all of my sins. Yet there was more symbolic, it was more symbolic than anything else, since baptism did not mean that the slaves would be liberated from their servitude or enjoy social equality with whites, right? Very ironic. And so I just wanted to bring this up to say that this was the Code Noir, very similar to the Black Codes in the United States. Okay? And so from this history, I'm assuming this is a history that Canisia is leaning into. So I'm just going to read the side of the book here to tell you what this book is about. Again, I just started this as well too. I'm a couple chapters in. Canisia Lubrin's debut fiction, so this is fiction, is a rare work of art. It's very rare. Because as I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, is this a book of short stories? And I'm like, no, it's not short stories alone. There's poetry, there's prose, it's art. Because I was trying to figure out I myself was trying to pin it down into a box, right? Oh, it's a book of short stories. And then it's like, girl, no, it's not. Nuh-uh, there's poetry in here. It's just a collection of art. It's very rare. It is a rare work of art, a brilliant, startlingly original book that combines immense literary and political force. Its structure is deceptively simple. It departs from the infamous real-life Code Noir, which I just read about, a set of historical decrees passed in 1685 by King Louis who? I don't know numerology. What's XIV? What number is that? I don't know. I don't even care to look. No offense. No shade. I don't really care for Roman numerals. But look it up yourself. King Louis something of France, defining the conditions of slavery in the French colonial empire. The original code had 59 articles. Code Noir has 59 linked fictions, vivid, unforgettable, multi-layer fragments filled with globe. You okay? Here she goes again. Arya loves a challenge, eh? She just loves to struggle. You said she's in the Olympics. Like, what are you training for? You did it! Good job. Let's stay focused. You're distracting me today. The original code had 59 articles. This book has 59 linked fictions. Vivid, unforgettable, multi-layer fragments filled with globe-wise characters who desire to live beyond the ruins of the past, ranging in style from contemporary realism to dystopia, from futuristic fantasy to historical fiction. Yeah, it's very odd. It's giving Aquarius season. This inventive, shape-shifting braid of stories exists far beyond the enclosures of official decrees. This is a timely, daring, virtuistic book by a young literary star. The stories are accompanied by black and white drawings, one at the start of each fiction by acclaimed visual artist Torquazy Dyson. And so the art in it is brilliant. Code Noir, Metamorphoses by Canisia Lubrin. So the art in it is like absolutely breathtaking. Like, and it has, you could see, oh my god, it's February 4th. That's my birthday. I opened it up to page 33. You can't really see it. The decree of February 4th, 1794. Wow. Literally, February 4th is my birthday. Could you imagine? 1794. If they obviously derive from the advanced idea of the majority of something. And I like how you can't really, like, it's really brilliant. So the author, the art, the 59 pieces of original art, which is charcoal on paper, that are interact, subvert, and comment on the fiction of these pages, were created for Code Noir by the celebrated artist Turquoise Dyson and are reproduced here with her gracious permission. So the artist is from Chicago. She describes herself as a painter working across multiple mediums to explore the continuity between ecology, infrastructure, and architecture. Dyson's abstract works are visual and material systems used to construct fusions of surface tension, movement, scale, real, and finite space, with an emphasis on the ways black and brown bodies perceive and negotiate space as information. Dyson looks to spatial liberation strategies from historical and contemporary perspectives, seeking to uncover new understandings of the potential for more livable geographies. And then about the author, Canisia Lubrin's book include Voodoo Hypothesis. I wanted to see how you pronounce this. Discrepis? Discrepis? Graphics? Graphics? Whew. Lubrin's works has been recognized with the Griffin Poetry Prize, OCM Bocas Prize for Caribbean Literature, the OCM Bocas Prize for Poetry, the Derek Walcott Prize, the Writers' Trust of Canada, Rising Stars Prize, and others. Also a finalist for the Trillium Award for Poetry and Governor General's Literary Award, Lubrin has held fellowships at the Banff Center, Civitella Ranieri in Italy, Simon Fraser University, that's in Canada, West British Columbia, Literature Colloquium Berlin, Berlin is Germany, Queen's University, that's in Ontario, Canada, and Victoria College at the University of Toronto. She studied at York University, which is in Toronto, and the University of Guelph, again, that's in Ontario, where she now coordinates a creative writing MFA in the School of English and Theatre Studies. In 2021, Lubrin received a Wyndham Campbell Prize for Poetry, and the Globe and Mail named her Poet of the Year. Code Noir, Metamorphoses, is her debut fiction and includes stories listed for the Journey Prize, the Toronto Book Award, and Shirley Jackson Award. Born in Saint Lucia, Lubrin now lives in Whitby, Ontario, which is just outside of Toronto. And she's the poetry editor at McClelland and Stewart. Okay, so this is Code Noir, Metamorphoses. And I'm going to end it there. Okay, so until next time, in solidarity. Girl,